Hello guys, this is Eli J. Brown / Eli J. Brony, and welcome to another Hero Factory recap video. Now, I know that I said that I wouldn't do a recap on the Hero Factory minifigures. I didn't say anything about recapping every single one of the mechs that was released in Invasion from Below, the last Hero Factory series that we got. Certainly, probably an unexpected way to send off the series, though I'm not quite sure if Invasion from Below was always planned on being the last series, or if it just ended up happening unplanned. It was the last series that we got in Hero Factory, though I don't know if they're going to be making a Hero Factory Generation 2. As of the time of the recording of this video, there has not been any announcement that there's going to be a Generation 2 of Hero Factory. Although I'm not quite sure if it would turn out as good as Generation 1. But anyway, just thought that I would look over all of the different mechs in this series and give my overall thoughts about each of them. Now, I already did give my thoughts about each vehicle when I reviewed them over, well, about 3 years ago, since that was when they came out. So if you want to hear my thoughts on the individual sets, you will need to look over them. Now, I don't have any of the heroes in the mechs at this moment, because I am only looking over the mechs, not the heroes themselves. And of course, it was really kind of hard for me to get them to all appear in one shot. And I did include the Evo Spider Machine, even though that did not come in as a set by itself. It came as part of the Queen Beast set. So it was one of the few times, well, it was the only time in the series where we have one vehicle and one beast in the same set. Of course, the whole intention here is that you need to get one of the mechs and one of the beasts, but every set, mech or beast, contains a minifigure, and you obviously would get more than one of some of the figures. Well, I think that you would get at least 2 of every one, because I think that every hero was released at least 2 times during this series. Evo has gotten 3 mechs. You got the Evo Spider Machine, you got the Evo Walker, and of course you got the Evo XL Machine. That makes 3 mechs that Evo has driven. And of course Evo also appeared in the, I think the Splitter Beast set. I was trying to think of what that set was. The Splitter Beast set, so I think that you would get 4 Evos in total if you got every single set that included him. And then with Furno, I think he only got 3 set releases, being with the Furno Jet Machine, this right here, as well as the Splitter Beast set also, so that means that you would get 2 Furnos. Well, you'd actually get 3 Furnos with the Queen Beast set. And the same goes for Stormer, who was released 3 times in this series with the Stormer Freeze Machine, the Jaw Beast set, and also the Queen Beast set. Then you would get Breeze 2 times, once in Wave 1 with the Flyer Beast set, and once in the second wave with the Breeze Flea Machine. So, Breeze was in Wave 1 of the series, but she didn't get her own mech until Wave 2. So basically, at the time, for anyone who wanted to get Breeze, the only way they could do that was by getting the Flyer Beast set. And then with Surge also, well, he only came out in Wave 2, although he and Bulk, who didn't come out until Wave 2 as minifigures, they did participate in the battle at the surface, which mostly focused on the Wave 1 sets, while the Wave 2 sets focused on what happens underground when the heroes go underneath the ground on their quest to rescue Stormer and Inferno, who were captured by beasts. And they encounter even more beasts. So it is fascinating that they had each wave actually focus on a different part of the story. You know, like with Wave 1 focusing on the first battle that happened in the city on the surface, and then the second battle which happens underneath the ground where the beasts live. So now I'm gonna go around and just look at all of the different mechs that we have here. Quite a lot of mechs that we have for this entire series. And some of them look pretty good, while others do not look all that good. There are a number of some open spaces on each of the mechs, a number of open spaces, as well as some places that are not covered up entirely. Now the Evo Walker, while it is the cheapest set, going off the studio, because there's just so much room that was taken up by including all of these mechs. The Evo Walker is the cheapest set that came out in Wave 1. It's the cheapest mech set. Although a number of people did not really like this set, and I can understand why. It doesn't have a torso piece, and, well, it doesn't really do much. It's just a tiny little set right here. Although, the Rocka Crawler, though I honestly don't understand why it's called Rocka Crawler when it's not even crawling, this one was also the cheapest during Wave 2, being about $10. Of course, the Evo Walker was also $10. But they pretty much are good sets for anybody who can't afford any of the much larger sets. Like, if you didn't have a lot of money and you wanted to buy a set, these were pretty much the cheapest that you could get. But they aren't the best as far as play value goes. While the other ones certainly do have much better play value, since they do have launchers. Well, most of them have launchers, though the Evo Walker also has a launcher. Although not a lot of the other sets do have, well, actually only a few have launchers, like the Evo Spider Machine has a launcher, and Rock Stealth Machine has a launcher, and the Evo XL Machine has a launcher, the Search Rock Combat Machine has a launcher, though not a lot of the other sets actually have launchers. With the Bulk Drill Machine, we have this drill right here, and it's also interesting to see this piece come in another color. Pretty fascinating. And the fiery jets on the Inferno Jet Machine were pretty cool, and also a nice comeback with the original weapon pieces used. The Surge and Rocket Combat Machine certainly was one of the most epic ones that came out, being a machine that could be driven by 2 heroes instead of only 1. And another interesting feature is that a number of these different sets, at least the Wave 2 sets, had the capability of actually taking off the back of the different functions that each of these machines have, such as taking the... No, don't push the camera. I would have pushed you down if I wanted you down. The hook piece on the Breeze Flame Machine can be taken off and could be put on either the Surge and Rocket Combat Machine or the Bulk Drill Machine. So, not really much else to say, although, to be quite honest, I'm pretty sure that there were some people out there that really were only interested in the new recolors that these sets had, such as the 5 long-sized armor pieces now being in yellow, which was a color that we did not get for the series before. That was that was the piece that I was most interested in during this release of sets. And I have gotten quite a lot of them. I think I got some of them off of Bricklink because I really liked these different 5-long size armor pieces. I should know that because the Invasion from Below sets were the only sets that these pieces in these colors ever came out in, at least as of 2017. But when I had finished rebuilding all of the Hero Factory sets, I discovered that there were still some of the 5-long size yellow armor pieces left over in the parts drawer. And that really works out for mockers out there, such as any mockers that want to try to make a good mock of Evo, like their own version of Evo, you know, like making him a bit taller than the official versions that came out. And the Invasion from Below sets, particularly the ones that focus on Evo, certainly help out, since we do get these new pieces that really work out. Quite a shame that this was where Hero Factory came to its end. Quite an unfortunate thing that happened, although I do know that some people may have been happy that Hero Factory came to a close since Bionicle was coming back. But, you know, there were like some people that were disappointed that Hero Factory had come to a close. I personally like both series equally. I don't think that one is better than the other one. I was a bit disappointed that Hero Factory came to a close, but I was also happy that Bionicle came back. So, I guess that's kind of a win-lose sort of situation. You know, you lose something but gain another. Alright, well, I think that I have pretty much said everything that I can say about these sets. As I said before, I have looked over each individual set when they came out in 2014, so be sure to watch those if you haven't seen them, so you can hear my thoughts on them. Though a lot of opinions that I may have pointed out in those videos may have changed by this point in time, although I don't really have big plans for these different sets. But I don't plan on taking them apart again. That I am telling you. But pretty much, I think they may just be sitting on the shelves just for display purposes and all of that. Although I may use them in stop motions at some point. I don't have any plans on doing that right now, but maybe at some point I will do that. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.